Welcome to the $7,000 mansion that my great-great-grandfather bought almost 100 years ago. I've spent the last 5 years cleaning up almost 1 million pounds of scrap metal and junk on the outside of the house. And I've spent hundreds of hours cleaning up the inside of the house, and we are now in full renovation mode. This house was built in 1917, and when it was built, it was an absolute state-of-the-art masterpiece. This includes little details like built-in mirrors on every single closet in the upstairs, and then super fancy solid oak doors that are made out of 3 different types of wood. The house was even equipped with 2 sets of staircases, one for the servants and one for the occupants of the house. It had a pressurized water system, and it even had its own generator with full electricity 30 years before the power grid came here. So it's pretty safe to say back in 1917 when this was built, it was an absolute showpiece. Well, over time it has got a little dilapidated and a little run down, and this is where we're coming in now, almost 100 years later, and we are doing a full restoration on the entire house. We've officially been working on this restoration project for 2 weeks now. We built this staircase going up into the attic, so we have 2 staircases going up into the attic, and we have officially surpassed the square footage needed to be considered a mansion by getting this attic space finished. We pulled all the old bird poop stained flooring off. We sucked the old rock wool insulation out, took out like 50 disgusting bird nests, and then we got everything closed cell spray foam insulated up here. So now the entire attic is a livable space. On the second floor, we are going to be removing walls and conjoining rooms together to make rooms bigger. We're going to be adding in bathrooms and walk-in closets. So in order for us to do that, we needed to get down to the subfloor. So we pulled all the hardwood flooring up on the entire second floor. So now we have everything exposed all the way to the studs, down to the subfloor, and now we just have a nice place where we can just start building. And then this house was outfitted with knob and tube wiring. Back in the early 1900s, they just loved using this stuff, and it was known for burning houses down. So we've ripped all of this old wiring out of the attic, and we've ripped it all out of the entire upstairs. So this brings us to the downstairs. We've been hard at work these past several days doing a full demolition. We pulled all the plaster down, we pulled all the lath down, we got all the wiring exposed, all the walls exposed. It's an absolute war zone down here. So this brings us to what we are going to be doing today. We had rock wool insulation blown inside the walls in the 1970s. As we can see from up there where we have a little bit of lath missing, it has settled down, and we have a lot of spots where there is absolutely zero insulation in the walls. I can actually feel a cold breeze blowing in behind me right now. So we are gonna be pulling all of this old lath off that's holding up the insulation. We're gonna dump the insulation out on the ground. We're gonna suck up the insulation with a big vacuum. We're gonna get rid of the lath, and then the spray foam guys are gonna come in and closed cell spray foam the entire exterior walls on the main floor, as well as upstairs. And they'll be here in 48 hours, so we have our work cut out for us. Vamonos.
Seems to be working pretty good so far. So I'm constantly running into a problem of filling up this bucket too soon, so I have to make trips to dump it, and for that I need to open the window, let the cold air in. So I've been asking Justin, are we gonna have a big trash can here? And every time, I would say every day, he would say, well, tomorrow. Hey Justin, are we gonna have a trash can?
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
For sure.
For sure?
For sure.
Thank you.
All right.
We officially have all of the lath off the exterior walls downstairs, so we are exposed to the insulation. Now we just gotta get the insulation vacuum in there and suck everything out. And we also need to get all this lath picked up and thrown out because we got a boatload of it. So we got one level down, now we got the second floor. We basically have half of the exterior walls up here that we need to get pulled down. How you feeling, Roman?
Feeling, here.
Oh, thank you. My eyes were dirty.
Yeah.
You're like a mother cat.
Yes. Don't make me lick you. But feeling good as far as accomplishment, but feeling, I don't know, it's not physically tired, but more like hard to explain. All this dust just takes it to another level. I feel like if I had a good shower, maybe a 15-minute good break, I could go again, but this dust just gets everywhere.
And by 15-minute shower and a good break, you meant a cold plunge, and then a 6-minute grounding walk, and then red light therapy, and then an oxygen mask, then breath work, and then 8 hours of sleep in a completely blacked out room. Am I forgetting anything else in your morning routine?
As for the rich people, us poor folks just shake it off, sit down for 4.5 minutes, or exactly 4 minutes 36 seconds, and go back to work.
I think what Roman's trying to say is we have the daunting part of the task left. I mean, it's not hard, it's like cleaning out the junk drawer in your kitchen. You look at it and you're like, oh, there's not that much there. It's just the size of a drawer. How hard could it be? But yet, for some reason, there's that little thing in the back of you that's like, I just don't want to do it. And that's kind of what we're at here. So it's nice that we have a group of people, because I push Roman, Roman pushes me, and then Justin just kind of yells at both of us.
And then he leaves like at 4:05. Oh, I need to go.
All we have left now downstairs is to get the insulation vacuum in here. We'll probably start at the top, work our way down. We'll suck all the insulation up off the floor, and then we'll just go upstairs. We have this wall upstairs and this wall upstairs left to pull the lath off of. Otherwise, upstairs, all the lath's completely down, but we do need to pick it up there. So we're gonna wait for Justin on that one.
We'll have to cut out the wiring too. And all the hardwood flooring that we decided to keep, we'll have to pull all the nails out and move it somewhere and stack it outside somewhere.
You're really good at that, though.
Pulling nails?
Yeah. It makes your hands stronger.
Yeah, I try to find efficient ways of doing jobs.
I will say this about Roman. I wouldn't call myself a slouch when it comes to labor jobs like tearing things out and picking things up. It's not common I find somebody who runs circles around me or who even beats me. And Roman runs stinking circles around me. I don't know how he does it, but he's good.
It's not a trash can.
Yeah, it is.
No?
There's 2 of them, and then there's one in the back of my truck if you feel that ain't adequate enough.
It ain't. He would stuff all his pockets, everything, and then he would carry piece by piece like that because he gets paid by the hour.
That is not true.
Honestly, I don't think he likes me. I'm trying to make the work faster, and he's like, no. It is day 2 of our challenge. We have probably 24 hours before styrofoam, not spray foam guys will show up and do their job. This is the last room that we have left to pull the plaster down, but we have this pile of hardwood that we want to save. So we need to find a good spot for it, and I think before then we need to pull all the nails out of there so it would stack nicely and compact. So we'll do that first. Change of strategy. I started from pulling the nails through the backside, but when I do that, it will start to splinter the wood, bulge out the tonic side, which we don't want, because when one side is bulging out, then when you try to put two pieces together, they're not gonna close tight. So I decided to try hammering the nails backwards. It actually works pretty good and creates a lot less damage to the plank than pulling the nails all the way through. And actually a lot of times nail will break off before you pull it out.
We got the not so fun part done, which is pulling all the lath off. It is all in the dump truck now. Dump truck's completely full. I'm gonna go burn that pile of wood. While I'm doing that, Justin and Roman are gonna get the insulation vacuum out. Then we're gonna get that set up in the back of the dump truck. Then we're gonna get all the insulation sucked out. Then, insulation guys are gonna be here in T-minus 24 hours. Ah, heat.
It's not OSHA approved, Justin.
Push it tighter. Dump it all out.
I would help you, Justin, but I have to film. We had our big hose keep plugging up, but I think we solved that issue by taking out the section of it and having it straight, going straight instead of having loops and zigzags where all this stuff was settled. So I think we got it dialed in pretty good right now.
That's right.
As we do more of this process, we're learning, but look at this. This is crazy. Look at the nails sticking out through this thing. The velocity of all this stuff flying out. I would say it is time to put the new bag. Well, hopefully this will last and let us finish what we're doing. Good job, Justin! This process is pretty chaotic, dusty and messy. I'm happy we're on the final stages. Justin has to make a couple passes because once he sucks up all this stuff, we still need to come back and knock all this stuff loose. not snowing. It is insulation. We have the bag that's tore. We still have some insulation to take care of. We have Cole go and dump the full bags while we're scooping all this stuff. Actually no, we're gonna fill him up first and then send him over to dump it. So we'll get rid of all these piles of plaster, make it all nice and clean, start with a fresh bag, and hopefully we can get it done. While Justin is using Big Daddy vacuum cleaner, I'm gonna play with a tiny one and hit the tight spots that are hard to get to with the big machine.
We worked 12 hours today. It's 8 o'clock right now. I think we're gonna end up resuming in the morning. We have this wall left to do the final little bit of cleanup. You can see where stuff kind of sticks, just in the corners and then up top. We want to get all that down so that way we'd have a really clean contact with the spray foam. We also need to get those wires pulled out of there. But we just have a little bit of wall right here. Justin did notice there's a couple boards down on the bottom that were pretty rotten. Like this board is gonna be replaced, so Justin's gonna put one on the other side here, up a little ways, and then there's a couple under here. Those ones actually look pretty good. But these ones were completely rotted off. They don't even touch that bottom plate anymore. So Justin's gonna be doing some replacing here in the morning. Otherwise, we got this wall completely clean. That wall is completely clean. Behind the radiator is not a lot of fun. Behind that radiator was especially not a lot of fun. We got everything all the way over to that window, now completely clean on this wall. In the morning, we'll resume from that window over all the way through into the office where we have the ladder right here. So I'd guess we probably have about 2 hours worth of work in the morning. The insulation guys are supposed to show up. I'd guess they're gonna be here around 9 o'clock. We'll just get them started upstairs while we're finishing out down here. It's gonna work out really well. It's insulation day. So Justin's just going through right now. He's getting the last little bit of wiring pulled out. Then he's gonna replace the studs down here on this rotten area. Roman should be here in a few minutes, and then we're gonna put him on the job of corner duty. See how these two studs come together? Behind there is a cavity where we cannot get insulation inside because the studs cover it. So Roman's gonna come in with a drill. We're gonna drill a hole every 12 inches. And that way they can get there with their spray gun and spray it, and then we'll have an insulated corner. And we're not just doing that on corners. We have these little bump outs in the house, and these boards come together right here. So Roman will just drill a hole right there, and then they'll be able to get in there with their spray gun. That way we can get these little, what would you call that? Obtuse angle. There we go, simple. Justin simply just put in a new piece right there, kept the old rotten piece in, didn't bother messing with that since that's attached to all the boards and stuff behind, and honestly, he'd probably end up breaking those boards since they're so rotten.
What we should call this tool? The Wood Eater 3000?
Hey, insulation guys are here! You feel that? No, you don't, because there's nothing there. We now have the entire downstairs exterior walls completely closed cell spray foam insulated. So these bad boys are now tight. That rock wool insulation before had settled down. We had all the voids and gaps, and you could feel nice air blowing through. That is completely gone, and I am absolutely ecstatic about that. Now I just need to get my furnace working, because it's 59 degrees in here and it won't warm up for some reason. How high will my thermostat go? 80, 90 degrees. Probably better not do that. There are a couple spots that the spray foam guys were not able to get, like behind the radiators. They were not able to get their spray gun in here, so these are going to be left. We are going to be removing the radiators down the road, so they're going to be coming back to do more spraying anyway. Once the radiators are gone, they'll have nice, easy access there, but otherwise we have 99% of the house covered. It's just nice to get the dusty part done. I'm glad to be here. Since we went ahead and closed cell spray foamed the exterior walls of the house, we did just make a new problem. That comes with the form of our electrical box installations. Normally the thing to do would be to get all the electricity installed first, then get everything spray foamed. Then if you get spray foam on the wires, you get spray foam around the box. The box is already installed and it doesn't matter. But here we don't have any of that in. So good thing we're gonna be DIYing this ourselves, because we're gonna have to chunk out some of this insulation so that way we can put our electrical boxes in. We haven't had good insulation in the house forever. And as soon as we do, the furnace goes. What are we finding out, Roman?
So currently we're not getting, sorry guys, I'm blinding you. We're not getting any ground to our main gas valve that will let the gas into the burners and make it woof. It appears that the safety wire that is ground is fed through these wires into that thing.
So I got in my house this morning and my furnace, I guess, decided it wasn't going to be running all night. That was Justin's brother, and he works on these things for a living. So we got something going on up in here with this thing. This is a valve that opens and lets the hot gases go out the top of the boiler. If that's shut, basically the gases can't go out, things get too hot, and it shuts things down. That is not opening up, so basically it's not letting things turn on. Dad's able to take his pliers up here, he's able to touch the little circuit board, and when he does that, it kind of jump starts that, it opens it up, boiler fires up. It's a Friday night, so I think we're just gonna have to have Dad here holding those pliers all night, so that way we can heat the house back up, and until Monday when we can get a new part.
I would just solder a paper clip into it.
Roman, you need to learn how to read English, look.
What?
Right here, in there, it clearly says, never jump or out bypass the thermal fuse element or any other safety device. A fire causing property damage and or personal injury could result. I know what you're thinking. These soft Americans.
It still beats standing here for a whole weekend.
We fixed it. Good job, guys.
There's a will, there's a way.
Okay, Mo, yeah, we definitely got some heat rolling through here now. I've been thinking about this day for a long time. It is an extremely good feeling to get this insulation in. Wow. Good feeling to get this job done. Messy, messy, dusty, dusty. We got a lot done today, so I think I'm gonna go home, get a bite to eat, hop in the shower, and get some sleep. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.